Well, I made it through the Faces of February challenge. I didn't post any updates like I normally do with these monthly challenges, and that's because I didn't always have the opportunity to draw one face per day. In fact, I was often 4 or 5 days behind, and then I would just spend a whole afternoon playing catch up. But what's important is that I actually drew 28 faces. Just so you know, as I flip through this sketchbook, there might be some jump scares. I experimented with a lot of different looks, and some are rather frightening. So you've been warned. But despite the fact that I only have a handful of these drawings that I'm somewhat proud of, I'm actually so excited and glad that I did this challenge. What I'm excited about is the fact that I'm beginning to realize what styles I really love and want to explore further, and what I can live without. Oh, and by the way, I had planned on using different mediums, but I quickly realized that it was just more important for me to focus on face structure, shading, and really getting to know each facial feature before I could feel comfortable incorporating paint and markers and pastels and so on. I need to get to know the face itself first, so I stuck with pencil. Okay, so what did I learn? Let's get into that. Well, I discovered that I didn't enjoy sketching the more realistic faces as much as I enjoyed the whimsical or even the unusual ones. I like it when some of the features are a bit exaggerated. And I don't mean that in a caricature way, but like you'll notice that some of my necks are too long and some of the eyes are too big. And I like that. I don't know exactly why, but I like it. And surprisingly, some of the faces that made my daughter step back and say, "Yikes," well, those were often my favorite ones. The jump scare faces, if you will. So yeah, I guess I like the weird and the unexpected. I can also tell you that I rediscovered my love of shading with a Q-tip cotton swab. It's been decades since I used one in that way, and I love it. It's so cool how you can just build up a bit of lead on the swab and then use it to draw soft lines with. This challenge also made me realize that I want to play with soft pastels with faces. I have a set of soft pastel pencils that I just haven't done much with yet, but I think faces would be amazing. Just using all the various colors and the shading and all the blending, so I can't wait to give it a go. This one was probably in my top 3. And I also want to try working on some colored paper, like the toned paper for pastels. I think starting with a colored base and then really focusing on highlights and shadows would be a great exercise. And more than anything, I'm realizing that I want to lean into the whimsy as well as the strange, but I'm not entirely sure at this point how to approach it. So now that I have a better idea of where I want to take my faces, I have a plan. I wrote down a list of artists that draw a lot of faces in really cool, interesting styles that I love. And focusing on one artist at a time, I'm going to watch some of their YouTube videos and tutorials and learn what I can. And I'll make a video about each one of these so you guys can see how it goes. But I'm hoping this will help me find ways to take my faces further to a more adventurous place. And hopefully, once I worked my way through the process, taking tidbits of knowledge from each artist, I might have some of the skills to carry out what I want to do. It's always a bit tricky when you find yourself in that spot where you basically know what you want to do and where you want to be, but you don't yet have what it takes to accomplish it. So that's kind of what I'm feeling right now. And a quick side note, this is another one of my top 3 favorites. Okay, so that's the plan. And down below in the description, I'll provide a list of the artists that I plan to learn from, just in case you want to check out their artwork or their tutorials as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes. And by the way, if you're kind of like me, where you're trying to find your own art style right now, you might consider watching this video next. All right, I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.